We are back, guys, after that short commercial break. After SANDBOX was able to tie it up here on the backs of Joker and his big Baron steal at 61 health. Was able to snipe that away from the side of Canyon.
And he is Joker the game changer, says the official cheerful, you would assume.
He really is.
In the top right there, I walked by Nuguri's younger brother, adorable, wearing a full Nuguri jacket. He's probably, what, 8 or 9 years old?
Yeah.
And he looked pretty devastated that DAMWON Gaming lost, and I imagine it's real for him, real for these players as well. That one went all over the rift. It was a brawl, and now we get a best of one for all the marbles. And who's actually going to be able to check their mental? You know, we got the posture bot, we got the Papa bot, but checking your mental can be really difficult after two very emotional wins and losses for both teams.
I mean, that was just a crazy ride through the cast for the players. Just everything was all over the place, and
you know what that game feels like?
hard.
You know when you get onto the office chair and you're looking for a little bit of fun, you don't have your phone, the internet's down, you just twirl around a lot and you get really mixed up? That's what it feels like we were on there. The yakety sax music was definitely playing. And now, what does it all mean when it comes back to DAMWON on the blue side, SANDBOX Gaming on the red side? Notice that first pick Corki, which is the new norm on blue side, was removed. So DAMWON are going to be stealing away Sylas with their first pick.
Yeah, a bunch of Sylas from the side of Dove. Actually, a couple of games now, and that means that we will not be seeing him on that pick, but let's see if maybe they can steal away the Ezreal here from Nuclear, who has played it twice in a row now.
But you kind of want to go Ezreal Braum, but then you're worried about Tahm Sona, but maybe you feel like you can run over Tahm Sona. There's been so much Ezreal versus Sona in the first round of drafts. We were spared that in the previous game. What are we going to see here for SANDBOX with the Ezreal, who's now fast becoming, I think he's a little bit shortchanged. I could see Ezreal being first picked in Korea quite a bit, especially even as better and better teams come in King Zone, right? We're going to see them play probably tomorrow as Ezreal Sejuani. Going to be the draft here. So SANDBOX are kind of telegraphing they're going to take Aurelia into the Sylas, you would imagine. You have to think Camille or Aurelia is coming out at Dove's pick.
We saw two Camille bans, both times from SANDBOX, actually. So that could be right on the menu, as you mentioned, if they do want to play it themselves. But an early Kai'Sa pick and maybe a steal away here.
Yeah.
As, you know, SANDBOX banned it twice for a reason. They didn't want to give DAMWON this pick.
But this is actually a denial of what we were seeing come forward, the Aurelia / Camille, rather than necessarily a power pick. Because yes, Nuguri is a great Camille player. ShowMaker is also one on it. But those early first-round Camille's were Sejuani Camille's, so you could have it in the mid lane as a flex. They don't have that synergy on their side, so they're just power-picking Camille. You do feel, though, that Nuguri now is going to say, I did it with Klepto before, I'm going to do it again, and I think Summit's ready for the challenge. So I would love, and I say love, to see Nuguri roll it back and say, I did it once, and then just see the Summit take the matchup. You know,
Yeah.
It's so hype.
And it does look like that will be the top lane matchup. But again, we could have stuff flexed. And actually, they're going to take away the Alistar this time. They banned it in Game 2 as well. They feel like the Alistar a little bit stronger than the Volibear right now, so they want to deny that.
I heard you were behind enemy lines getting a little intel on some of those things there.
In the bathroom.
Well, guess what? What
Just
about both?
listening in.
Hey, stop it, Valdez. That's a safe spot.
At least I didn't film anything, you know, like some, you know, other personalities out there.
We'll take the little victories, apparently. Volibear gone, so some of our hype is gone as well from the crazy stuff in this draft. Volibear banned, Alistar banned. What are we actually going to see in this game? Hooray! Tahm Kench on the bench.
Everybody celebrates as it does go away.
Oh, an old old Joker favorite, I should say. This could be the support Shen coming out from SANDBOX to try to cover the lanes. This would be another way to stop Camille from winning a 1v1. This would be different. Now, we saw yesterday Anami. Ghost is not going to play a range support, you would imagine, or at least one that's a bit more lane intensive in the Nami, so going to drop away from that. Braum Ezreal is taken after all, but that is after noting that Kai'Sa's going to be in the bottom.
Just wants to make sure. And they take away a couple of very dominant melee supports. But how about a Rakan here?
A risky Rakan, too. Kai'Sa
Yeah.
Rakan. Seems to be set up for here. I guess we could see a jungle Kai'Sa, but that seems very unlikely. Jin are the ones that played that one when C's was in the roster. We'll be seeing them later in our match of the century. Jin vs Humble Life, second match of the day. Final pick here. Probably jungle, but there's a lot of different things DWG Gaming could do.
And
okay, here we go.
One of those things will be happening as Akali, another solo laner, will be picked here for DAMWON.
Wonder why. A lot of different things you could go here. I feel like that the Sylas is best in a lane, but ShowMaker could be on the Camille. We're trying to work it all out. We'll try to get all the full info here. Could also be a Camille jungle and relentlessly gank lanes, right? We saw Ning bring that one back. I think SANDBOX is probably smart to go safety first. With their pick to end here, you don't want to style too hard. I'm guessing that's Dove on Karma, Renekton top lane. We'll get the lane assignments confirmed, but Canyon is on the most recognized jungler on the side of DWG Gaming. Jungle clear a lot less healthy, but certainly still possible.
For a second, I saw the Camille in the support role. I'm like, wait, what? Got a little bit too excited with the Rakan in the lineup.
There was a solo queue meta where AP Rakan was played, I believe, before 2017 Worlds.
Yeah.
It was played quite a lot. I think Perks and other people were trying it out in solo queue.
They're still not swapping.
Oh, they're going to swap, surely.
They're not going to swap.
I'm assuming it's a bug. I'm not going to shout about it. They're closing lobby.
Look at Nuguri. He's right here with Rakan.
Yeah, but he's trying to close lobby and he can't.
Yeah, we're going to reset the game, guys.
I'm not going to debate the audience on that one. They will be free to swap champions, and the chances of Rakan top have gone way down.
Come on. It was supposed to happen.
Valdez, I'm going to be meta here. I can smell something that smells really good. Around here, someone is definitely eating some catering. It's wafting through with the air conditioning, and I'm getting jealous because I thought it was mealtime, you know? And in game number 2, it seemed like it'd be mealtime, but we've got this game 3, and now this delicious smell, this scent is wafting over.
Yeah. And the delicious sight of support Camille and top Rakan will also be denied from Papa Smithy. Coach
what is even left, Valdez?
Coach is teaching them how to swap champions.
This is Coach Comet, previously of the FLICKR Freaks. It was Comet and Zephyr that we were talking about so much. In 2018, went over to Suning. They didn't do so good. Left them. They got better, but so did SANDBOX. So seems like it was a win-win in summer season. I guess we'll run you through the draft again. People could just pick their champions this time.
Yeah.
We don't have to pick in order unless there's some statistics that need to have it taken in order. We'll wait and see.
And they'll probably pick it in order, but either way, I'm excited for the Akali for ShowMaker. Out of all 10 champs, that's the one I'm going to be looking forward because you remember, this was the pick where he popped off in a gigantic way against Kingzone and basically 1v9'd. And that was the big turnaround moment for DWG when we realized, hey, ShowMaker is actually finally making a show.
Against Kingzone, who were flying at the time, and DWG have taken off since then, and Kingzone have been up and down. We're going to pick an order, and then we'll get our swapsies going, and probably not have a top lane Rakan. That sounds quite awful, but we'll wait and get the confirmation on that for all you beautiful people at home, and the other people, as we get through. What? Not everyone can be beautiful, Valdez.
We're all beautiful in our own way, in your hearts, guys. Don't worry.
That can be your analysis, I guess, sure. There's something weird about the Volibear bands. It really does feel strange.
I mean, he looks cool.
He does.
In the lore, actually, one of my friends is a big lore guy. He said that Anivia and Volibear, I think, are brother and sister or something like that.
And they're
he's
both
like,
glacial.
He's one of the true gods. There's like only a certain amount of gods that are actually champions, and I think Volibear and Anivia are 2 of them.
Did you ever leave a conversation about League of Legends lore feeling better about knowing more?
That was one thing where I was actually kind of interested. The other stuff about like, oh, this guy is from this city and they're fighting some other city. I'm like, well, I'm not invested at all. So.
See, the only lore I really liked, that I don't read a lot of it, but from what I read, I really liked was the Byronic Hero story about Trundle that they deleted. So I was like, all right then, lore is deleted for Papa Smithy.
They literally deleted your lore.
I know, it was so good.
I can't believe it. Maybe they'll hear this and they'll make it again. Or something similar. But you won't read it because it's already deleted for Papa Smithy.
Exactly.
When are we going to get the League of Legends movie? When is that happening?
You know, probably...
We had the Warcraft movie, right?
Look, Riot has a lot of things to do. They still haven't released game number 2 that they've been talking about forever, the S in Riot Games. They say TFT doesn't count, even though it feels like a new game.
Yeah. It's in the same client.
The movie, so. the cinematics. It's been a long time since, well, I guess it hasn't been that long, but since the start of the season opening cinematic was pretty good.
Yeah.
The Jhin parts were awesome. Jhin buffed again on this patch. We're not far away from seeing a Jhin. But we got the confirmation. It turns out Rakan's a support. Who knew?
Well, we'll have to accept it this time around. As the melee in this one, not Aurelia, not Camille, it's actually Renekton in the top lane.
I want to read those League of Legends comics. I must admit, they have them in LoL Park, they're in Korean, so I need to get the English version.
Yeah.
I'm down to read those. I heard they're quite good.
There you go. Gets Papa Smithy's stamp of approval from what he's heard. Either way, guys, we're ready to jump into game number 3. Game 2 was crazy. Let's see how this one will start off. Ready to go into game 3. Coming into this series, we mentioned how DAMWON should be pretty big favorites, not just because of the last time they faced off against each other, but because of also SANDBOX even struggling against Humble Life and having a bunch of easy opponents in the row. But they've been able to step up here, at least in the second game, and put up a fight and win one game at least.
And I've got to say, I take my hat off to Nuguri, because there's being a big boy like he did when he went Klepto, Camille, into Renekton in one lane last time out, and we talked about how he was playing so aggressively that maybe Summit was respecting a jungler who wasn't there. The matchup got even better for Renekton, because now even the passive shield gets deleted if the stun comes in at the right time. So the degree of difficulty of first running it back against a skilled top laner, but also running it back with further buffs to the Renekton is going to be tricky. SANDBOX in a late invade here. Canyon going to start Raptors. He might actually be level 2 before this invade even finishes.
They get the stun onto BeryL here. That's kind of awkward.
Canyon's level 2.
Trying to get in there, the burst. It's going to go to Canyon, actually. He gets level 2. And OnFleek loses the trade. The shield is going to be good, though. Can he survive? He gets the stun down. And he will go down, though, to ShowMaker, who flashes over for the kill. But SANDBOX, they want to fight back. The big knock up here.
Still alive!
BeryL, and Dove is finally going to go down. That red buff being handed around here. As finally, DAMWON is going to come ahead in that one 3-1 in kills.
And DAMWON Gaming problem solved it so intelligently as they contest was on. Canyon got level 2. So even with E-Smite available, if the Smite goes with the higher level to Canyon, it's always going to make it a hard calculation. Really well played by Canyon and the cleanup. He may have died, but it was oh so close to being a flawless 3-0 for the side of DAMWON Gaming.
Really got to hand it to them, and now OnFleek's jungle is just going to be so pathetically slow in this game, as he's really far behind. 3 assists. The enemy jungler at level 2.
And ShowMaker was leashing the Raptors. That was the start we were going for here. It feels like it's a different patch when Raptor starts were more common. They had the ward over, they get the information. Canyon's level 2 to start it. And even though the E is procced, OnFleek knows that if Canyon does any damage to it, you're not going to have enough time to just E auto smite at the same time. The chase goes on, and they're spared blushes, but only slightly, as you won't even notice the Sylas nurse to the jungle clear when to your second camp you already have Talisman and Machete.
Canyon stays alive for way too long in this one. Finally goes down to, I think it was the last auto from the Karma.
야 건이야 여기 뭐야 이거?
나이스 올게.
I believe, according to Jisun, said Kenyan.
Yeah,
I don't know if
like
that's
that.
Jisun
Nice,
or exact pronunciation guy.
and something about buffs as well.
Can you
Canyon's
stop it?
looking
You're
for
such a
this one.
jerk.
And OnFleek is so sad right now. Finally is able to get away, but he's having everything stolen away from him. Hits level 3, but Canyon is just laughing in his face right now. As another big knock up in the bottom side that is going to favor DAMWON, as red buff is on BeryL right now. Finally goes away.
Means you have a lot more lane presence. You don't have the extra range on the battle dance because you don't have your girlfriend next to you, Nozaya, in this lane for the Rakan. So the red buff has both the auto trades, but also the healing. Ghost has had to use so much mana on arcane shifting that it's actually really big for Nuclear because it helps his trading immensely. Nuguri's ahead in CS, but we're not going to say this is all him. There was a lot of shenanigans this game. But with no one going top, he'll take CS for CS against a Renekton with Klepto.
So I'm actually going to hold the lane here, but I think it should eventually push towards the Camille. So starting that slow push, his wave is going to crash first, but wants to deny as much of this XP and gold away from Nuguri as possible.
Nuguri has double Doran Blade and Corrupting Potion against Refillable with some long swords. So combat stat advantage to Nuguri and investment banking, as we knew, advantage to him as well. Dove, like we mentioned, kind of had to go super safety first. We're getting our first spot of the Akali we should talk about.
Yeah.
It's 9-14. Trade begins and should be way harder for Nuguri than before. It was already hard.
Yeah, it just kind of, you know, takes a bunch of swipes at him, but Renekton's always going to win that one.
But the happy news is that if you see W, you're not going to die because you can E away unless the jungle is there. So you want to hold the stun in order to interrupt hookshot. Speaking of hookshot, level 6 to 5.
Stun goes down there and Summit hit level 6 and was thinking about it, but the flash still available on Nuguri. That would have been nearly impossible to pull off.
You want to disengage with the hookshot after you see a stun. So you do get to disengage some damage, but the level ping there was quite late. Control Wards does confirm what Sylas is up to, and he's always been famously good at killing raptors. Definitely Sylas' favorite camp. But to talk about the Akali changes, I've actually been not impressed with the Korean Akali skill orders, because I looked at the change where they flattened the cooldown on W. Your old second max, it was Q or the AoE. Into W, the Shroud was the normal max. E is kind of a utility spell. A lot of damage loaded into E. It's like 60 a level if you hit both sides. Meanwhile, now you don't get cooldown reduction per level. In fact, you only get half a second duration and 5% slow, I believe. With the extra levels in W. European pros are maxing E second, and I think that is the way to go. It's more burst. You might actually consider going R opening into just hitting a point-blank E to guarantee the damage. But the Korean pros I saw mostly looking through pro builds and solo queue were still going W max second.
Big brother Canyon wants to come in here.
He's a big deal. He's the same level.
Take a look at Nuguri pretending he's recalling. This is very important. They get the double dash out of Summit, and now in goes the dominance. Sylas eventually, there he goes. Nuguri waiting for that moment, but they see OnFleek come in, and now Canyon is just gonna maybe die here. Flashes on the backside, the Hextech ultimatum way too late, as Summit is not gonna go down on the second part of that queue. Canyon just left as a sacrifice there to the Renekton.
I wonder what the call was between Nuguri and Canyon, because Nuguri was clearly waiting for a stun before he went in, and smartly Summit just held onto it, knowing that OnFleek was there for a counter gank, and it just means that Canyon's health bar is void, double summon is used, and Summit walks away with a kill. That's exactly the sort of momentum shift that the Renekton was looking for. If you watch the replay here, Nuguri's baiting it, and then it's all about looking for the stun. So you watch the play, notice, no stun is used, no stun is used, no stun is used. Nuguri will get one rotation by the stun, and by the time the stun is used, Nuguri had already hookshotted onto the more defensive wall. So while it looks like Nuguri left his jungler to die, and that in effect is what happened, it was actually the outplay from Summit that meant that Nuguri never felt safe enough to commit.
Yeah, it's just all the pros knowing exactly how much damage that Renekton can do in a burst. And Nuguri, knowing that he's not very tanky, he will die if he goes in. So there had to be a specific play that led to them winning that one, but it did not happen. As here comes Sejuani into the bottom lane, looking for that ultimate. They get the stun, and they are able to line it up. Well done with the concussive blows into the Glacial Prism. That is one dead Kai'Sa.
Now it's 9 minutes in, and that delicious scent of food is gone, but the delicious scent of Sick League Legends is here. We're pretty much even, 9 minutes, and Nuguri, gotta be creative. That's the interrupt we talked about.
Interrupts that hook shot, has a bit of a shield here, but in goes Summit, looking for it, gets that empowered Q, and one more auto is gonna do it, and Summit, this time around, gets his revenge.
Slash Renekton mains loving that one, bot lane.
Joker here, very dead, not much he can do, just run down by 3 members as he was a little bit out of place there.
That's the mechanic we were talking about. You can only use hook shot after you see the stun. Stun registers, life and health bar is void. That's a solo kill Summit couldn't get. The first time these two teams met just a couple of weeks ago. We roll it back and suddenly SANDBOX look down and out after that huge throw in game number 1. Getting the little moments that might herald a series victory. So here is what happened bot side. There's a lot happening across the map. Really decisive by OnFleek. Comes in, they get the stuns. Nice and easy. When the concussive blows stacks up, here's the play topside. Level lead already. Nuguri's flash is down, tries to hook shot. The moment you get stunned, you're dead. Didn't even have the Fury that time or the stun off cooldown in order to remove the shield. No worries.
Gets him eventually. As this
we missed this play.
Joker.
Trying to hold a minion wave or push in a minion wave.
Yeah.
It's always about minion waves, and Joker says, well, I hope Santa comes to visit me. I'm just Santa in disguise.
More trading in the top lane. Summit now.
It's
really
Klepto
trying to
Camille.
push.
He's got to hit him, you know, to get Klepto value, but turns out Renekton's got the real weapon here.
I'm not really sure about taking the Klepto this time around, but it's easy to see that after the way this lane has gone. And after the kill onto the Sylas, and after things are much harder in this game particularly.
And it was a very easy thing for Summit to look at, because you know what the best part is that Jin'er played SANDBOX and SoOne tried to go Klepto against Summit after Nuguri would have tilted him to the moon, beating him with Klepto against Summit. And you know what? Third time's the charm. He won the second time, but the third time here, looking pretty good. For the side of Summit, he's hopping mad. Canyon in dive range. We're going to try this one.
Yeah, looking for it here. They will get that flash at a Ghost, but Joker is going to be saved here by the TP as Nuguri, again, he's all alone down here, 1v3. And nobody on his team can help him. It's a 1v4 now, as Summit will gladly lap up that kill.
That was a TP where the last rites was enacted. ShowMaker's looking to contest the Rift Herald here.
Wants to kill OnFleek. OnFleek looking for the eye. He can't quite get it. Finally does.
Oh!
He's going to go for it. And he might even, he's going to get the flash away here from ShowMaker. Ghost is kind of on the run. We'll see if he can get out of dodge here, but OnFleek makes it work and picks up that Rift Herald. Still on the run, trying to get the execute. In goes the Rakan. Dodges the Q and finally goes down to that Rakan.
Well, DWG Gaming, that tilt check comes in right now. The fluffiest of Poros almost got away with a highway robbery. As watch BeryL here tries to make something happen on Rakan without Xayah, and it's all a bit yucky. On the turret dive, and then, you know, the last rites was used very early on this Camille. Teleported in for the turret dive that couldn't happen after everything went wide, and SANDBOX were able to fully leave the turret, and even the topside play. You die, but you get Rift Herald, and one death for Rift Herald is already #worth. The tilt back to Arthur with Spig is that's a 2-level lead. As Nuguri's back to zombie pushing, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, it's another disaster in the top lane. This Renekton is 3-0 with Black Cleaver, 2 longswords. Just sitting there and sitting pretty. We've had a lot of successful Renektons tonight.
And this one is ready to tweet about. This is a very proud Renekton. No one is going to call this Renekton out. Popping out his chest, and what is a Nuguri to do?
Yeah, I mean, it's just if you enter lane, you are going to lose a trade. And it's exactly what happens every single time here. So I don't even know if Canyon can go up there and really help him out.
Nope. We call that a double kill.
Just gonna have to let him be. Try to help other lanes here.
He was able to make it happen on on Karma in the top lane in a bad matchup, but hard to do. Now, SANDBOX should 100% know that DAMWON Gaming are just turret dive bot lane as many times as possible. They don't have a ward here. They seem surprised.
Oh, nice Braum ultimate, and he does a ton of damage there to the Rakan, actually. Trying to almost trade kills here now as OnFleek is in position. Looking for that last kill onto Canyon, won't find it, gets extremely low, but here's Dove from the mid lane, is going to try to go 1v3 here. Let's see what he can land. Hunter Q is going to go wide and go ShowMaker, thinking about it, but just looking to push them away. Another Q misses, and it will just be the trade of 1-for-1.
DWG Gaming try to make the cross maps because they know that top side is void. Thought that SANDBOX could have stuck around for longer. They seemed a little bit surprised the dive was coming in. I guess it was without the minion wave crashing. It was a more assertive timing, but DWG Gaming, it was all pretty straightforward to both sides, and just how aggressive they were was surprising. New build from Nuclear is going back to a build we've seen, I believe, once before. The Infinity Edge Rush, just by getting as much flat AD as possible, so you cut the mana immune, still get the early 100 AD. He's going to be late here.
Oh, he's going to miss the knockup! Oh,
No.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
BeryL, you've lost Rakan.
BeryL, just go back to the Alistair. But it was banned, actually, in the second phase, so that is not something you want to see.
Trying to get the interrupt, stop the summon there. That summon's a pretty big one. Gold lead, 1,700. It's not game deciding, but how many tilters in a row is that for DAMWON Game?
So risky, too. If you don't get it, it's just, you know that you're not going to be able to stop the push. They're going to get a bunch of turret damage.
If you do get it, you think about what 100 AD early means for Kai'Sa. Well, extended team fight, not a lot of damage. Minion wave trimming, really good. Akali gets a bit more time in lane. There's a lot of payoff for keeping it off, but BeryL's been just too short on no Xayah Rakan play, enough to be like, why did we Rakan? As we watch the replay here, the reason why SANDBOX are a little bit surprised is because it's before the minion wave gets there. Rakan deleted instantly to make the play happen. Canyon takes aggro and has stasis, so he can at least make this play happen. And the Kingslayer gets a big heal.
Oh, we're doing it again. This time BeryL does get the knock-up and will live on the backside. Oh, but the stopwatch as OnFleek will land that one a little bit wide, but he will eventually get Nuclear on the backside as they will get some win. But here comes ShowMaker's going to find Dove. Tether does land here, but in go for that final execution. Can he get the one swipe? And he will!
Oh!
On that last side as OnFleek just barely gonna miss the chain.
I want a replay. Can we call a replay? I'm certain those chains clipped that Poro's backside.
Oh yeah, it did. Not in the game though, apparently.
I want a replay. I need an adult. I'm putting my hand up. No one's looking at me. My hands are up. Something went amiss there in that fight. DWG Gaming know the only play they can make, and they're just doing it off cooldown at every moment, jamming everything bot lane. This time it works out big.
And so far, SANDBOX, all they've been able to do is get a big Poro down there with Sejuani on his back, and, you know, trying to stop that. Here's the replay you were calling for.
They're just straight back. Joker and Ghostlight, they can't be here for the 7th time. Of course they can't. BeryL, credit to a man, finally. Nails a Rakan engage. You're always going to take some tools. This Kai'Sa build does a lot of burst, as OnFleek for once does miss his ult this time. Predicting that they're going to be kiting top west. No, we're going bot side as the turret goes down. We're going to see this replay played perfectly by ShowMaker. We need to see his skill order to confirm that it's E second match.
Take a look.
Come on! What's that all about?
That's what you say when you're playing the Sylas in solo queue.
If that was an Ashe arrow, 3 people would have missed it.
The AoE would have been glorious, no doubt. SANDBOX, we're going searching in the jungle, as Summit is a very scary croc here. See if he wants to take a fight. The answer will be no.
Please keep your eyes peeled on what the second max is on the Akali. I really want to know, but I haven't been able to spot just yet.
Well, she's
here we go.
maxing out.
Hey, E second, the burst
is.
build. So I think for this one, it is R1 into E melee range. It's probably the way to go, because you can't really afford to miss it. It's 60 per level, and they added ability power to it, so it's it's just way more damage than ever before. Before it was, oh, you hit it? Nice. You can follow a TF across the map. You can have an extra gap close, but now it's necessary on the burst rotation. We didn't mention the other change on 914. The BS level of invisibility is gone, and now the Karma Tether does reveal you at the end as a change, and in general, True Sight does reveal the Akali. So she does more damage than before, but she's less WTF, how did she get away?
Less forgiving. You have to be able to thread those abilities in and be a little bit more slippery in your own right, rather than just the OP of the champion. As that is a big Akali. We're talking a lot about her. She's 3-0-3 as BeryL.
No, face turn.
Okay, he's not going to
Let's
go
fight.
down here, trying to burst down Dove. There's the perfect execution. Double TP now coming in, looking for Canyon. They will pick it up, but in goes Nuguri. Looking for that Ezreal on the backside. Will be able to pick it up, and now it's 2v1.
More fighting!
Big Charm on the 2 now, as that's 3-on-2. Will be in favor of DAMWON, and in goes the Kai'Sa. Summit doing so much, but he can't do it alone. OnFleek will be able to smite that Kai'Sa, but now he is truly all alone as he goes down, and the 2 for 4 kills here in favor of DWG.
The bloodthirst is so real by both teams. The only logical extension of games 1 and 2 is fight, fight, fight. 24 kills in 19 minutes. A joy to see. A lot of mechanical outplays, and you were sitting there being like, love to see the return of that Akali. This Akali's a big friggin' deal.
Yeah.
Gonna watch the
5-0
replay
and
here.
5 now.
Let's watch how the E is used. E-back was his first one for mobility, just try to get the gap closed, and they do eventually close on the kill there. But as the play goes on, double TP, and that's why Summit goes in. And Nuguri finally says anybody other than the Crocodile and gets a kill. But everyone's joining. I want to point out one cool moment. Watch OnFleek's use of the Glacial Prison. One missed and we molded him for it. But this one, the amount of stun they could do as the Kai'Sa swooped in. Chilling Smite kills the Kai'Sa as we put the Poro on the endangered list.
Sad Poro. We thought 3-0-3 was big. 5-0 and 5 is even bigger. 2 kills, 2 more assists. For ShowMaker, the game against Kingzone was very much a we're coming back from behind. It's an incredible play, doing a lot with a little, stuff like that. This one is going to be smacking them with their wallets, as Atlas would put it. He's got a lot of money.
But remember, we usually talk about a team with Gucci wallets, with a big gold lead, smacking their wallets, i.e. my items are better than yours. Cool story, bro. There's a lot of people with gold in this game, and there's no gold lead for a team that's even worth mentioning. So
True.
You're going to have to be on point.
It's only ShowMaker. I will say that.
All I'm saying is, if you go to someone, you're like, look at my wallet, I got a Gucci wallet, and they show you a Gucci wallet back, it's a bit tricky to evaluate.
See what he can do alone here, as he's level 14. And Nuguri's still down 2 levels, and Summit decides, hey, we could just group up as 5 and play it this way. Catch him off guard, perhaps.
Camille is split pushing without TP, trying to get gold, trying to get levels, but SANDBOX realize that. Pushing through the mid lane. Siege-wise, they flat out to deceive a little bit.
Cancels the recall there, as SANDBOX show they're not pushing anymore. So Camille going to be able to get a lot more value down here on the bottom side. And they're just going to have to slowly send Summit, but that turret should be going down.
Oh yeah, that's the one thing you can do. The moment you get Trinity Force, the turrets explode. 1-3-1 has been a way for DWG Gaming to play for a long time. It was 4-1 there, respecting the 5-man collapse. But when it's Renekton, Sejuani, Braum, they didn't want to take the dive this time. They've been burnt a couple of times on the fights that we've had. So we're on to the Baron. DWG Gaming continue to walk up, as do not walk up to this Akali.
Oh, Dove just spotted the Sylas. Just barely.
I gotta say, Canyon very clearly would have been really bad at hide and go seek. You would always know exactly where he was.
Hiding in plain sight.
That's not how you play the game, Canyon.
He's hiding on the team. He's like, we're all good on this team, huh?
Maybe junglers were always chasing, and the laners are the ones hiding. Maybe that's the way it went.
I mean, yeah, that's the way it goes,
more appropriate, right? So maybe that's the way that it's always gone. Do people still play hide and go seek in 2019? I don't know.
Because it used to play a lot of Manhunt, which was like the older kid version of hide and go seek.
The reason why I bring it up is I love when we see like 70s, 80s movies, and everyone plays in the front yard. And of course, security concerns now are way different than they were many years ago. Maybe hide and go seek is too risky, right? Especially outside.
Yeah, outside. If you have a big enough house, I guess maybe you could do it, but...
We're in Korea. We don't have the big house in Korea, that's for sure.
Play hide and seek in my house. There's one hiding spot. It's in the bathroom with the door closed.
Maybe we just play League of Legends.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do a lot of. That TFT.
Well, I don't know who wants to play. I mean, ShowMaker's the one, right? Who was like, what are you going to do with your holiday? I'm going to play TFT. Just kidding. No, definitely no TFT. Very suspicious. Caught red-handed wanting to play his placements. I hope if they win that Minna asks him about how his TFT games are going, because he seems odds-on to pick up the MVP for game number 3, if it will be a DAMWON gaming victory. Doesn't quite have the full bounty, but that's a sweet 950 gold if Akali messes up. And remember, 914 Akali against Karma after Nurse, more accountable than ever before, so your mistake quotient on Akali is much higher. She can be brought to justice, unlike before.
So far, she has gotten away with everything. All 5 kills. And assisted ones as well. Still waiting here. We've had a bunch of these lull moments, you could call them here.
It is this build that you end up in when you go the 100 AD early, double BF sword and double pickaxe. Is you get this yucky build as Kai'Sa. You kind of have a Q that does damage. If you get lucky, you crit, but it is between power spikes, so worth remembering that if it's just Kai'Sa swooping in and Akali's not there to really handle the load, the damage from this Kai'Sa in anything resembling a 5v5, like an ARAM style 5v5, does not suit DAMWON game.
We'll see if they can force that kind of style of play in this one. Another thing I want to note is that we do not have any Mikhails in this game. We've been having a lot of them, perhaps a little bit more common on some of the range supports, but either way, nobody building it this time around is oh boy.
How we do an item? It's 2 items, so at least with the lifesteal, you can kind of sort of get through, but yes, it is still a Monka-esque moment. Same when Akali face checks Karma.
Nuguri pretty fast as well after the Q. And
I like that DAMWON's playing to their vision. Notice they don't lazily walk into red and die. Nuclear was the king of that, unfortunately, in spring season, but they're getting a lot smarter about how they play around the vision. Poke on to OnFleek, Camille lying in wait, TP's up everywhere. Hope your lungs are ready, Valdez. We've got some shouting to do soon.
They have been trained by the series so far. It's been a lot to shout about in this one, but no fight is going to break out just yet as the comp of DAMWON a little bit broken up here. As
whoa, Vertigo.
Canyon and BeryL.
How do you feel about heights?
Not my favorite thing in the world. As OnFleek is going to find a couple of members here that are all alone from DAMWON. BeryL gets a big knockup, but nobody's here.
Oh.
As we're trying to go 1v2 in the mid lane, Nuclear and ShowMaker will pick up a kill. So a weird kind of guerrilla warfare way to fight there. As DAMWON will pick up that one, and there's no one to answer the push in the side lane.
Always tricky to play guerrilla warfare. Misfits fans know. Nuguri pushes through. He's going to break the base through all of this. He had his TP up. Didn't use it like last time. Gets away this time. No Renekton stun in order to stop him. Nuguri backs away. Another turret goes down, and if they ever try to play Baron again as SANDBOX, they're going to be straight back into that inhibitor, is Nuguri.
We have to watch how this all started here.
Well, it was DAMWON Gaming looking for a flank, but it was a flanks for the memories kind of play here. It's very easy for SANDBOX to just power play. When Camille's been pushing like this, then that's why you go for this play, but it's too optimistic from the side of DAMWON. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we'll follow the play. Important that everything landed there. Remember that R1 is still a stun, and thus opens up the killer instinct, even if the prey sequence.
Yeah, and it was just barely in range after that
BeryL.
mobility.
He's been up and down on this. He's thinking about it. Going to be a bit more honest. Walks through the front.
Doesn't have his flash available either with that unsealed spellbook right now, so just decides he's not going to go for any kind of dive just yet. Mountain Drake on the cards here. You can see SANDBOX definitely do not want to give double Mountain Drake to DWG Gaming with the Camille, the fast split push, and of course Baron concerns.
What is going to be the moment that wins this game? I hope it's going to be the most glorious or the most funny thing. It's been quite the series so far, but we're getting into fighting mode.
All right, thinking about it now, BeryL on the right side, kind of an awkward spot, has to disengage. In goes ShowMaker to the back line, looking for Ghost, but they can't get him yet. Finally, BeryL's going to go down, and Ghost is going to be 3 perfectly executed on the back line. ShowMaker still alive, but Summit as well. Trying to take down that big Renekton, and they will. And a double kill now to ShowMaker. He is on fire in this fight. And down will go another as DAMWON will be able to win this. Can they catch up to the Renekton is the question. Looking for that ace. Not giving up on it just yet. But Summit very, very fast and will be running for miles. But still a very big team fight win here to DAMWON.
Renekton's role-playing a wolf. It's going to work.
Oh, okay. Pretty similar on that one, but DAMWON just say the Baron is more than the Renekton will ever be. And again, it's going to go down.
That's not what you want to see.
Oh, man. He got sniped there by the Baron, and now TP comes in.
Now they might get Baron. SANDBOX can just go on it. There's no smite.
BeryL does have Spellbook, but does he have it on time? I don't think so. He's going to catch the Renekton now, though. And we have so many members at DAMWON here once again. Just gets kicked by Camille as they will take out the Renekton. And no more Baron concerns should be on the cards for DAMWON.
It was so smart to teleport on that ward as Nuguri. He had to do it, otherwise SANDBOX just baits Baron and you lose it. 808. I don't even have a meme for this one. It's the double of the 404 we're usually left with. Akali is legendary in both kills and assists. No, that's watch how ShowMaker again initiates as Akali. He leads with his face even after all of the nerfs, and I love the end here. Watch how he plays this. Dove gets low, hits him with the point blank E, then goes to get Summit's GA before he finishes off with the second part.
Yeah, and you could see also the goal of the team fight was assassinate Ghost. Find the Ezreal and kill him as fast as possible. It actually took a very long time, but they finally did it with everybody diving in on that fight.
And then Canyon just straight up derped on the Baron. I think maybe he thought that his shield was the old shield, but of course not going to shield you anymore. Unless magic damage. I know Baron does magic damage when you're behind. Not clear on a grunt. Hard to know. Apparently the Grump does magic damage, I learned yesterday. Something I had never known. But coming back into this game, TPing onto the Baron ward as Nuguri was genius. But otherwise they lose the Baron.
Nuguri misses hook shot. He's going to dodge everything. Has to flash away. And he's going in now. Just going to stop them. And will be able to hook shot as that was just living on the edge for Nuguri. And here we go with the Baron. We got a split push now with the Akali.
All right, everything's happening, Valdez. Take us through it.
All right, we're TPing in. They don't want to go for the split push. They want to go for the fight. This Akali, too fed to leave behind.
Oh, but she's coming in 1v5.
Speaking about behind, looking for Summit. Not willing to go in 1-on-5. Yeah, it looks like they spotted him coming in.
The Renekton, the one person who can get stunner straight away.
Waiting for it now. They will get that knockup onto OnFleek, but still not willing to engage. Just delaying for that tier 1 mid.
That's smart. They're just playing the map there. They take a chill pill like they need to. We need to as well. Ooh, deep breaths here. 33 kills in 31 minutes. This was not enough, Hebrews, to open up the day.
No.
DWG Gaming, because they never take the E2, because Akali's only zoning, count the things they got. Mid lane down a turret. Rift Scuttle on the Baron, which is the primary objective, and the minions are doing a lot of dirty work.
Somebody has to stop it.
And they stop the back as well with the Void Seeker there from the Akali.
It's going to go down.
Kaisa, yep, it's going down. Just the minions going to do the dirty work. SANDBOX Gaming.
DWG just so smart on this too. Interrupting the back, trying to force a fight. The ultimate comes out, hits nobody. DWG are just playing this so
Straight
well.
onto the Baron. Summon has no TP, and he's so much of their gold.
Yeah, he has to run back here, but it might just be too little. It's going to be up to OnFleek. Can he get on in there?
Miracles happened in the last game.
It goes OnFleek, and it is going to go to the Sylas, though. DWG will be able to pick that one up and kill OnFleek. In goes BeryL, gonna set up that CC, but here's that big croc. They immediately turn onto him, and with the knockup, they will be able to get the kill. And that should be it for this one. They get that Baron. As Ghost, okay, gonna be able to pick up one, but down will go Dove, and it's only Ghost trying to deny the push.
He just wants to stop the minions, wants to stop whatever he can. He wants to waste time. Good Arcane Shift buffering. Gets the flash as well.
Good flash. Can he get out of this one? Has his E back. And he's going to be flashed on by that Sylas. Finally does go down, and TP comes in. DWG should win the game, finally.
10-second death timer on OnFleek. Too long for everyone else. This should be game and series, DWG Gaming.
Oh boy, this one went the distance, didn't it? Into game number 3. So many kills in this one, 39 in total. OnFleek desperately trying to come in here and stop it with the help of Joker. But there's nothing that they can do. They're just gonna get knocked up in their own base and maybe even go down. Give an extra kill to the Kaisa, as that is gonna do it. GG, as DAMWON will pick up game number 3 in the series.
I haven't had an LCK regular season series like that in a long time. The entire crowd here, full LoL Park, 5 p.m. through 8 p.m. on a Friday. We're treated to a lot of fun. A heart-stopping end to game number 2. So much action in game number 3. And it turns out it was all just table setting for ShowMaker to bring back that Akali that made Kingzone look vulnerable, that started DWG Gaming's win streak that was only interrupted by Kingzone in the second round robin. They restart things with a victory here against the team of SANDBOX. It was 2-1. It wasn't clean, but it was beautiful to track as a fan, as a neutral. You can't be hyped, not be hyped to see DWG Gaming pick up the victory as that closes out only Series 1 of the night.
One series, but it could have been one of the best series we've had in a long time. As you mentioned, it's been a while since we've had ShowMaker come in here, pick that Akali, and he puts on another stunning MVP performance. Absolutely should get every vote from everybody that actually votes on this MVP. Nuguri, a bit of a cheeky smile as he walks to the front. Bit of a rough start up against the Renekton, but did his job towards the end. Good escape up against OnFleek there towards the end, even after he missed his hook shot. Made the split push work. Just very smart play overall from DAMWON. I absolutely think they deserve this win.
And you look at the 10 players that played here, and I find it very easy to rank the number 1 because he's a player that didn't skip a beat, that had a pop-off last game here. ShowMaker just keeps echoing the point that I said a month ago, 5 weeks ago. I sat there and I said, wait, I'm almost certain ShowMaker's the best mid laner based on performance in summer, and he keeps reminding us why. He can be a hard carry. He can initiate on nerfed Akali and pop off on a pick that a lot of other people will be looking past. He's a very stable Corki player as well. DWG Gaming continue to rise. Their solo lanes get a lot of the credit that other players can pop off when ready. This was not a flawless performance. It's a VOD reviewer's nightmare or dream, depending on how much work you want to look at.
Sexy Klepto is what that said, by the way.
Sexy Klepto, 110 gold.
Yeah.
Goes the way to the Raccoon. He loves his Klepto, and no crocodile is going to hold him in check.
What the hell is that? All the gum wrappers, perhaps. That's going to go to the coach. It's his responsibility to help clean up on that one.
Wait, do we have first versus second, then 9th versus 10th today?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's actually the perfect day.
And I feel like we nailed the order.
Yeah, I mean, and also the style of casting. You know, we were going hard, fun.
Hey,
League of Legends.
we're going to be going hard at series number 2. Hard at the paint.
Hard in the paint.
Hard at the paint, you know? Like,
yeah.
it's gonna be something.
I mean,
it will be memorable.
We're all going to remember this day for one reason or another. Maybe you'll remember the amazing League of Legends that was played in the first series. Maybe you'll remember the amazing podcasts we'll have in the second series. Should be a fun time overall, but that first series really did not disappoint. And definitely go out there, recommend that to your friends, because that was awesome.
And the best part about it was it wasn't the traditional LCK first versus second slow build. What are we building to? It makes perfect sense along the way. It was action, and that's what this meta calls for. More action. Now, was it all super well crafted and well thought out? Maybe from ShowMaker's side, but in general the answer is no.
Yeah.
But it was all in the right direction. It was all at the right speed. It was thrill a minute, so you kind of just sit back and say, more of that. Maybe like shine it a bit more.
Yeah.
We were getting a little bit rough towards the end, but otherwise, some really cool stuff.
Fun League of Legends.
For sure.
You know, it's even better when the good games have a lot of action, and that's exactly what we got. So take a look at, even from level 1, this was 4 kills in total at the level 1 fight.
It was really well played by DWG Gaming to have Canyon finish the Raptors with a leash, already a super non-standard thing for Akali to give something a leash, but they saw the invade coming and thus made the adaptation. And Canyon was robbed from not living here. It would have been an amazing escape from the scenario that he was in. red buff Rakan got to be the big boy in bot lane till he entered a couple too many times on the turret. But there was just action everywhere. A lot of people would have kind of waved their finger at Nuguri here, but he understood that it was going to be the jungle gank double kill thing that Season 2 Urgot was all about, and this would have been a Season 9 double kill for Renekton. The plays continued though, and how do you even choose the highlight clips? There were so many.
Just go down the list one by one. I mean, we're even going to include this one, which was just Joker dying by himself. So I suppose we're just not going to leave any of it out. Everybody will get a chance to be in the highlight reel. How about the 3 or 4 dives we saw on the bottom lane?
Up and down we went in these particular ones, and that made it so entertaining to watch overall between DAMWON Gaming and SANDBOX. They were the promotion buddies. They were the first versus second. The billing could have been so many different things, but isn't it fun that we got some bronze moment, we got some challenger moments, we got first versus second. It felt like 9th versus 10th at times. You got something for everyone in DAMWON Gaming versus SANDBOX, and at the end of the day, we're about entertainment. S+ to both these teams on that.
I knew this one would deliver. DAMWON versus SANDBOX. Neither of these teams really known to play it slow. ShowMaker just running in with his pace, looking for Ghost, seeing if they can get him. Finally did. And another slowdown moment that you mentioned before. Shuriken out to Dove. Killed the Renekton with the TA. Go over, kill Dove again. ShowMaker, I think he only got a double kill on the back of this one, but deserved oh so much more. At least will be picking up that MVP. Let's listen to what they said here.
야, 내가 마크한테 먹을래?
Saying, you know, maybe we can stop him. Go, trying to take the Baron.
Yeah, it was pretty clear what they were pulling right then. They knew what they were trying to focus on. Definitely feels like they're unflappable now. They've had many moments to be thoroughly flapped in game number 2 and 3. Unflappable, it's a term. It's been out there. It's not a flapper. Ghost did the right thing here. Just tried to waste as much time as possible. Out of mana, out of friends, out of life. By the end of it,
Really did it.
Braum straight to the Shadow Realm for good old Ezreal. DAMWON Gaming pick up the victory, and that means, what did we say? Any victory is top. Top of the table once again for DAMWON Gaming, and this is head-to-head, so they're straight up ahead of SANDBOX. And it sounded like there was a, I'm so proud of you, ShowMaker call from one of the allies.
Trying to listen a little bit more, but saying fight, and then, oh, we won. Kill him. There you go. Take a look at some of the damage numbers. Poor old Renekton. Just couldn't really find too many wins today, but did do very well on the damage charts at least.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything to dislike about the Renekton. Like, this game wasn't about Renekton by the end, because it was about an Akali and a Renekton. It felt like DAMWON Gaming were better at wielding their power. Now, Akali has a lot more ability to do lots of things, even with the extra utility added to the kit of the Renekton, but in the end, ShowMaker was too strong. I don't believe he died on that game, so let's roll the MVP ShowMaker and get our ShowMaker questions ready.
Yeah.
As there he is, 9-0-12. You couldn't really play much better.
And he is going to join the top of the MVP rankings now at 600. Summit didn't pick up one in the second match, if I recall. So Summit in 600 as well. So he's going to be tied now with ShowMaker and Rascal, I believe, up at the top of the MVP rankings.
You just sat there when you were listening to all the rumor and innuendo about Griffin a year ago, and you were like, okay, DAMWON Gaming doing really well in scrims, what will it mean? And for a long time, it meant something until it didn't, you know, especially against the top teams. But we're starting to see the what-ifs with DAMWON Gaming happen, and those what-ifs give them a duo at 1,100 points. ShowMaker and Nuguri, one of them isn't clear at the top because the other one's stealing votes.
Yeah.
That part is clear.
And, yeah, they're the only team that has 2 of them up there in the top 5, so it is a big point, stealing them all away from each other. Who is going to end up on top? Would be nice if they both tie or something like that, but we'll see how it does come down to it.
In spring season, our only hype was who was going to win the
네,
MVP.
다시
Now we got everything
선두타란에
up in the air.
성공했습니다.
So I'm going to hand it over to Ji-sun to help out with this translation.
쇼메이커 선수 모실게요.
Thank you very much,
안녕하세요.
guys. This is Jason with today's interview translation, and we'll be having a solo MVP interview with ShowMaker from DAMWON Gaming.
한 세트도 없었습니다. 쇼메이커 선수 승리 소감 들어볼게요.
How do you feel about the win, ShowMaker?
뭔가 1세트 때
Well, game number
불리하다가
one,
역전승해가지고
we actually turned the game around. We were a bit behind.
쉽게 이길 수 있겠다 이랬는데
So we thought that
갑자기
the
2세트
game will be easier, but game number
미미한테 바로
two,
뺏겨가지고
well,
아쉬운-
Canyon got his barrel stolen by Yumi, so I was really sad about it.
좋은 것 같아요.
But
네,
even
조금
if
더
it was a tough
팽팽하실
game,
거라고
I
이제
think
생각이
it's a
드는데
really
사실 이 세트의
amazing one
첫
today.
스텝 룸에서 굉장히 열띤 토론을 하는
I
것
heard you guys
같았어요.
having a lot of
솔직히
feedback
나는
to the
좀
coach's
궁금해요.
box.
근데 뭐라고 약간
We were
너가 못했다
just like
그러기보다는
blaming each.
그냥
We're not blaming each
너네
other. We were
그래도
like
충분히 잘했고
we were doing so well. You were doing your job fully. So if we get rid of the mistakes, we're gonna do better. So actually, the coaching staff was trying to cheer us up.
사실 지난번 레전드 찍었어의
So,
주인공도 아칼리였거든요.
The legend Akali
오늘도 좀 뽑으시면서
showed today
그런
again
부분이 있어서
in game number
자신감이
3.
있었나요?
We're feeling confident.
저는 뭔가 아칼리는
Well, I
언제든지
personally
할수 있다고
think that
생각해서
Akali I can just
그냥
use
할거
it
없을
anytime.
때
So when there's nothing left to play, I just go with Akali.
아칼리가 지금 너프가 됐잖아요. 체감이
However,
되시는지
Akali
그럼에도
got
불구하고 꺼내신
very
이유는
consecutive
뭔지
nerves
들어볼게요.
recently.
그냥 너프 돼서 제가 훈련해서
Well,
해봤는데
after the nerfs, I did
진짜
try
안
in the solo queues. I
깜짝
knew that it was a very bad.
뭔가
However,
1대1 상황에서 뭔가
in a
긴박한
1v1
상황에서
situation or a very
하면
urgent
될 것 같아요.
situation, Akali is really good.
좀
So I
안타까운
still go with
생각이
Akali.
들었는데 자신감 있게 픽하셨고요. 그 아칼리로 또 레전드 찍어냈습니다.
I guess
눈앞에서의
that
상황
reflects your
만나볼게요.
confidence on Akali. So let's go through a highlight on your Akali
네,
teamfight
이때
moment.
구도는 어떻게 보셨는지 들어볼게요.
So how did you see that
이때
angle?
구도를 약간 양쪽에서 덮치려고 했는데
So we were trying to flank in both sides.
맞춰놓은 걸로
So I landed my E on Braum, so I went
다 같이
in,
잘한 것 같아요.
and we all did well.
다원 게이밍이 교전에 강한 팀이라는 거 이렇게 순간순간 다
Once again, we could see
해내고
that DWG Gaming, the
있습니다.
players are so good
정말
with skirmish and
잘해줬고요.
fights.
이렇게 아칼리로도
So
레전드 찍었고
that
그리고
was
1세트로
another
들어가보면
legendary
또
montage
쇼메이커
moment in
선수의
Akali.
모스트 픽이
And let's go back to
아니겠습니까?
game
코르키가
number 1.
등장했습니다.
Corki, your
오늘도
most
코르키로
unplayed champion showed up.
탑을 아무도 봐주지 않는
However,
상황이었어요. 네,
No one
좀
was
많이
actually
너무
taking
선수가
care of
힘들었는데
top
그때
lane, so
어떤
Nuguri
일이
was
많았는지
having a bit of a
궁금해요.
hard time.
그냥 저희끼리
Well, we just like
게임 아래에서 하자.
let's just
탑 더
play
주고
around
괜찮다
the
하고
bot
멘트
side.
잡으러 하고
so we just
하고
trying to
죽을
like
때마다 죽었다.
like
네, 이렇게 한 번씩
keep his mentality strong.
근데
He was
제가
just Nuguri was
코르키니까
actually just saying like,
후반에
oh, I died,
잘
and
이겨볼 테니까
so I told him that whenever I have the special package, I will try to back him up as much as I possible.
그리고 뭐 버티면 이긴다 이런 얘기가 나오기도 했어요.
So you first
그
picked
보이스에서.
Corki, and you also said in the mic check that if you just hold on to the power spike, you're just gonna win.
무난하게 그냥
I think it's a very
그냥
like
선픽감?
good
그냥
champion.
무난하게
It's a good champion to
하는
first
사람이
pick.
잘하면 좋은 것 같아요.
So if the pilot is good, I think it's a good
파일럿이
champion.
쇼메이커 선수였기 때문에 오늘도 코르키가 빛났습니다. 자, 코르키의 레전드 장면도
So
만나봐야겠죠.
let's go through the
2대3
Corki highlight in
보시죠.
game number 1.
자, 일단 역전 각이었어요.
So this was the moment that you guys turned the game around.
이즈리얼 몰락 타이밍이랑
So Ezreal has the blade of the Rune King,
택배 아껴뒀던
and
거
also I have 2 core items, and also the BF sword. I had the package with me, so that was the perfect moment for us to open fight.
이뤄낼지 몰랐습니다. 이 장면 이후로는 좀 승기를 가져왔다고
So I think
생각하셨나요?
You guys
네,
gained the
약간
momentum at that moment,
저런
right?
저 코르키 같이 이렇게 후반에 좋은 챔피언
So we have the
있으면
scaling champion
한번
like
유리해지기
Corki. So
시작하면
once we
실수 안
get a
하면
lead,
늦어가지고
if we just
이겼다고
don't
생각-
make mistakes, we knew that we're gonna just smoothly win the game.
한 경기 한 경기 한 장면 한 장면 멋졌습니다. 오늘도 부모님 오셨다고 하는데
I heard your parents are here
어디 계시죠?
again
네.
to support
아마 화면에
you.
잡히시지 않을까. 와, 오늘도 예쁜 캘리그라피를 써
Also,
오셨습니다.
they are with the
어머니께 한
beautiful
말씀
fan
부탁드려도 될까요?
signs and a message for your mother.
자주 와주시는데
Thank you for visiting me really
오실 때마다
often.
뭔가 더 힘이 나는 것 같고요.
You know, that really boosts my confidence. So I hope you visit
사랑한다고
me
한번 해주세요.
more.
사랑해요.
I love you, Mom.
네, 어머니가 오셔서 쇼메이커 선수 더욱 힘을 낸 것
I
같습니다.
can believe that
자,
was a
그리고
very strong
담원이
buff
지난번
for you.
창단 첫 1위
And I
이후에
heard
다시 선두 자리에
DAMWON
올라왔습니다.
is
이제 좀
reclaiming its
윗공기가
first
익숙하신가요?
place. Are you used to being a higher rank now in LCK?
조금 익숙한
A
것
little
같고요.
bit, kind of.
이대로만 잘하면
So if we just keep
1등은
this
약간
performance, I think we will be
네,
able to
열심히
end up in first
네.
place. We will do our best.
가능할 거라고 생각을 합니다. 자, 이어서 다음 대진 각오도 들어봐야겠죠.
So
1위
lastly,
지키셔야겠는데
Your
어떤 각오하고
next
계신지
opponent will be
들어볼게요.
up against Shiner.
저희가 그 연승 그 7연승인가 끊기고
So
나서
after we got
다시 2연승
our 7-match winning streak stopped,
3연승
we are back in the 2-match winning streak. So I'm just gonna
감사합니다.
keep rolling
승리
on to
다시
it.
한번 축하드립니다. 여러분 박수 보내주세요. 오늘 2대1 승리
네.
고생
So
많으셨고요.
this will
정말
be the end of being
축하드립니다.
with
인터뷰
ShowMaker from
감사합니다.
DAMWON Gaming,
감사합니다.
picking up 2-1 victory
DAMWON
up against
게이밍의
SANDBOX. And
레전드
I'm gonna pass it back
ShowMaker
to our
선수
casters.
함께했습니다.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ji-sun, as always, for the wonderful translation. Good to hear from ShowMaker, and good to see his mom also coming down, supporting him throughout all of his wins, and even now, especially with him really being on top of the mid lane.
And you shout it again. They've played less matches. They've got the same wins as the top. No one can hit a higher ebb than DAMWON Gaming right now. 12 matches played, 9 wins. The best anyone else can do is 9-4. So guess what? That means that DAMWON Gaming, this late into the season, we're well into the business end, only a third of the games, less than a third of the games left. DAMWON Gaming, best team in Korea. There's a lot of parity though. The difference between top and 7th has never been more slim. We had a summer season where 4 teams ended on the same match score. Who knows what could happen in summer this year?
There's only 2 losses different, 2 games between 7th place and 1st place, so really will come down to the wire to see who will be making it in. But guys, we're going to take about a half-hour break. When we come back, 9th versus 10th, Jin Air versus Hanwha.
You take me higher when I feel low. Make my world brighter when I'm alone. I keep on rolling, all with your fuel. You're like my gasoline that makes my dream come true. 'Cause this is the beginning. Together we'll be winning. With you I'm a seven. Make I see I fall.
This place won't grind me